My sister-in-law tried to hijack my wedding and invited my husband's awful parents to our marriage. Now she's playing the victim because she got included in the uninvited list. My fiancé Charles had a very restrained relationship with his parents since childhood. He moved out of his childhood house when he was 16 because he wanted to make his decisions in life and get educated. His parents have never been there for him, not even when he was 19. He got cancer and was very sick. They never visited him in a hospital or were there for him. They have always been taking care of his sister, the golden child. After some years of struggling and fighting cancer, he started his own company and it became a successful business. 6 years ago he bought my parents' neighbor's house. My parents liked him from the start. I met him first time in that autumn and we just fell in love from the first day we met. So I quit my job in the city, moved to the countryside and got a new job here. Everything has been and still is great between us. My parents love him and it's kind of the son they never got. My fiancé loves spending time with my dad, fishing and hunting, and they enjoy their company together and learn new things in life. During these 6 years, I have never met his parents. He has explained to me and my parents he doesn't want them in his life because they are toxic. Some stories from his childhood he has been telling me. Even my father has spoken about his childhood. I talked with my parents about it and they just told me to respect Charles and let him deal with this issue because it's not up to me to decide. My sister-in-law, I actually like her, but Charles tells me I am naive. She is not a good person and will do everything in her power to gain power over me, and she just wants to get something out of it. Well, we have planned our wedding and it's not a big wedding, it's our choice. We will be around 50 guests and my parents have insisted that they will pay for their only daughter and child's wedding. The wedding is set in 6 weeks' time. Everything is booked in the venue and meals, free bar, and everything is done. We invited my sister-in-law and her husband and their kids to our wedding, some of Charles's cousins and his grandparents on his father's side that he has very good connections with, and they are just lovely. Yesterday Charles got a text from his mother. She was overwhelmed with joy that she and Charles's father were invited, and she texted him so happy she was because his sister had been visiting them and told them that they were invited. I was home and Charles arrived home from work furious and angry. I have never seen him so upset and he was shouting loudly, not at me but at the situation. My parents who were in their garden could hear and they went over to see if everything was okay. He was so angry at his sister and his parents and then dropped some other stories from his childhood that made my parents' mouths wide open. I started to cry about what he told me. We spoke all evening and I can't remember when we fell asleep. Today I withdrew my sister-in-law invitation to our wedding and I told her to text her parents and tell them they are not invited. She called me immediately and told me that I was a selfish, arrogant and awful person. I had to understand that she did this to build a bridge and a new relationship for Charles and his parents. I told her she did not have any right to interfere in my finances relationship with his parents and this is something between Charles and his parents. I just told her bye. After this, I got some horrible text messages from Charles's extended family who were not even invited to our marriage. Charles is still upset about it and told me today this is the reason why I didn't want you to get involved in my toxic family. Now Charles feels that the wedding, which should have been a happy day for us, is destroyed and he wants to cancel our wedding and just go to my mother's parents who live in Europe and get a small wedding there. He just wants to stay away from all his family except for 6/7 family members who he has very good and respectful relationship with. I told him I didn't want to go to Europe because then we lost, and then we escaped. I want to have my wedding here but he is afraid that his toxic family will meet up and ruin our marriage that day. I am very sad for Charles. My parents don't know what good they can do for him and me. Maybe I should just go ahead and cancel our wedding here and get married in an embassy in Europe? Update 19 hours later. It's been a very busy day. Charles went to work and I had the day off. Charles eventually arrived back home on lunch break and we went to our parents. We did cancel over wedding but not our marriage, venues and everything. My mother explained to the catering what had happened and why this happened. They all understood and the venue was cancelled free of charge. The catering was also fantastic and we just lost our deposit, and that's not the end of the world. It's been a busy morning and afternoon. My mother called my grandparents in Norway. We are all going there. Charles is just happy and he calls his best man, his wife and his grandparents and asks if they could go, and they all accept the invitation to Norway. My parents will pay for their tickets and accommodation for their 5-day stay in Norway. We will be altogether 15 from the Boston area who will travel to Tromsø for the wedding there. My grandparents in Norway are over thrilled and they will arrange for the dinner and everything there. My maid of honor is super excited that I will have it in Norway so she doesn't need to travel. Charles's best man and his wife are so happy about this solution. So it will just take around 10 days to get our marriage papers in order. I have apologized to Charles so many times now and today he just told me to stop apologizing and move forward, and this is not going to destroy our life together. I made a terrible mistake but we seriously believe that his sister in one way or another had changed. Charles has blamed himself today that he didn't say no when I asked him to invite his sister. But this is all on me because I seriously didn't understand. I have blocked all his family on my phone and social media, and so has he, and my parents. I will get my dream man and my dream wedding and even my wedding dress that belonged to my mother who hasn't been used since 1988.